What is up, guys? TCG, and this is giving my Phantom Knight deck profile. This deck got me all the way from the lowest of the low ranks all the way up to Plat 1. There's my ID if you want to follow me. I don't really post too often. I'm more waiting for more updates for this game. I didn't mean to click that. But this deck is completely free to play. I haven't paid a single buck on this game. But this is the deck I got through. I'm going to be going over it real quick. We run 9 hand traps total. The 6 mandatory ones, the Max C and the Ashes, as well as the Infinite Impermanence. If you're not playing Max C, you're losing. You need to be playing Max C, no matter what deck you're playing, really. Here we have triple Tour Guide plus triple Kagemuchi Knight. Sometimes Tour Guide isn't an optimal normal summon, especially if you think that your opponent has Max C, because it gives him a free card neutral by special link from deck. Same thing with Kagemuchi, since it's an activated effect in hand, they can chain Max C to that if you normal summon something. That's why Tracker and Wielder are very good, because you can just, and as well as Boots, because you can just slap them on the board, and your opponent can't respond to them. But every single card in this deck is level 3, including Ash Blossom. In real life, when Tri-Brigade was meta, you'd run Ghost Bell as well, because that's also a level 3. To be summoning off the tour, we have our Graph and our Seer. They're bricks if you draw just one of them, but if you draw both of them, it's actually full combo. So that's not too bad. Then our PK names, we run kind of a small engine of them. We run 2 Cloak, 3 Boots, 1 Gloves, 1 Greaves, and 3 Torn Scales. So Cloak will add the Phantom Knight's card from your deck to your hand. This includes every single monster, plus the monster spell trap, Shade Brigadier. We have 1 Ragged Gloves. Ragged Gloves is a foolish for any card in the archetype. It's a very, very good Cherubini send, and that's probably what I'm going to be sending, not Torn Scales. Because if you send Gloves and your opponent ashes the Rusty Bardiche, you can still activate Gloves to dump a Boots, and then Boots to get a Fog Blade. This also happens when your opponent Max sees you, when you summon 2 monsters, like maybe perhaps like a Cloak and a Wielder, and they do that. You can make 1 Cherubini, make them go neutral, set a Fog Blade that you get by either dumping Boots or Gloves, and then you can add the Fog Blade from deck to hand with Boots, and that's 1 negate. So that's at least something. And then the Cherubini, if you negate something, you can send the negate to the graveyard to protect it from being destroyed by battle or card effect. So we ran over Ash. On Double Snake, I don't like Jackalope. I think Jackalope's really bad. Snake is a lot better because it special summons itself when it's discarded, and it's a level 3, and it's a dark, all the important stuff needed for the deck, really. Wheeler and Tracker, only issue I have with these is that Earth and one of them is a tuner. So because they're Earth, if you have 3 monsters on field and you have a Psychic, Tracker, and a Wielder, you need to make Cherubini using the Tracker and the Wielder first, because Rusty needs specifically Darks. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind. 1 Staingreaves, it's a situational Boots in hand, and it's an extender graveyard, and is an extra way to trigger Torn Scales or get an extra useless name engrave. Rhoda, every single important card in the deck is a starter. Card you're probably going to be searching out the most is going to be either Torn Scales, Kagemuchi Knight, or Silent Boots. Since this is a best of 1 format, we need equalizers for going second. We run triple Twin and triple Droplet, as well as double Called By, so we can stop Max C. Twin Twister stops Eldritch, kind of, because you can hit Skill Drain. Droplet hits combo decks like Drytron, because you can send traps, and you can send every type of card to prevent your card from being negated. The rank up, I run Rebellion and Requiem. Requiem's just too good to give up, in my opinion, as well as 1 Wing and 3 Fog Blade. You can also run the Bad Sword, but I like the Wing a little bit better. As well as the 1 IO, thank god this is gone in the TCG. And then after this deck list, I'm going to be doing my IRL post Banlist TCG list, not counting Grand Creators, because I still haven't tested out the Brave Token engine, and I don't know how viable it is with my method of playing Phantom Knight. So in the extra deck, we're running double Levier, double Break Sword, as well as the Requiem and Rebellion, plus the Arc Rebellion and Raiders Knight combo. I think all this stands to itself. Only thing is, some people might cut a Levier for a Zeus. I'm personally not a fan of Zeus. I like the Arc Rebellion option. I think it's a lot funnier, just because you can hit your opponent a lot, like for a really big number, without them really having a chance to respond. Because I like ending the game instead of prolonging it. Utopic Future and Draco Future in the combo. You make double Levier, recycling every single one of your resources, and then you make Utopic Draco Future by using the 2 Leviers, so very convenient. Cherubini and Rusty, if you're like if you're using True King Lithosagem or whatever it's called, you want to hit Cherubini and Rusty out of the extra deck, as well as like, I don't know, probably Dark Rebellion, or if they're running Raiders Knight, because this links. Raiders Knight translates into either a Break Sword or an Arc Rebellion. We have the IP Masquerena into Unicorn, as well as Underworld Goddess to stop Crooked Cook shenanigans. I believe everything here stands for itself. Like, I might do a combo video, I might not. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So this is my Master Duel 1. This got me from lowest rank Rookie 1, I think, or Rookie 2, all the way up to Plat 1. And this is the deck I'm planning on playing in the future, in IRL play. There are, I don't own all the cards in here. Main card not being in here is Dragoon. Destiny and Dragoon is Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. So this is the only card that's different. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker over this because most of the ideas are still the same. There's no Maxi in this format, so we don't need to worry about having called buys in the main too much. We did lose 2 cards. We lost 1 Fusion Destiny and we lost Io, but we gained something really big. We gained not insta-losing to Sword Soul. So I think the trade-off might be worth it, and I think PK is going to be like a really good contender for meta in this following format. So we're running triple Tour Guide, triple Kagemucha, same combo, you can chain block. Graph Seer, we're only running 1 Cloak because we don't want to. I want to run a lower deck size. 3 Boots, Gloves, Stain Greaves, and Torn Scale, like I said before. We're only running 1 Snake because we're only allowed 1 Snake, and we're running both the Psychics but no E-Tally, even though it's back at 3. If you're running a more combo heavy variant, you can totally run the E-Tallies and more Psychics. But I'm more of a fan of having options like open and like ending on big intimidating boards. Now onto the Destiny Hero package. We run Celestial, and instead of Dasher we're running Plasma. I think Dasher's kind of bad in Phantom Knight. Every single one of these cards special summons themselves, or if you have a Kagemucha in hand, it's more beneficial than normal because you get the extra body. So I don't think Dasher is as good, but Plasma does have an actual effect on field and has a special summon requirement from hand. So, like, you can just summon it in certain matchups and they just lose. And your deck doesn't have an issue with putting out bodies. The normal combo, you can get an extra if you have 1 extra extender, you can get Plasma plus Requiem or DPE. So I think that's pretty good in my opinion. We're running Scythe for the Artifact Dagda combo. The Rhoda, double Fusion Destiny, it was limited to 2 in the last ban list, so not much you can do about that. Triple Droplet, might actually cut this now that Drytron isn't really in meta contention, but it does still help with end boards of like Flunder and stuff where that you could need to Droplet the barrier statue. Might replace it with Chalice, to be honest, just because Chalice doesn't really have a cost and it's just a 1-for-1, and you basically stop the entirety of Flunder. Rank up Magic to go to Requiem. You can also make Arc Rebellion with it, but it is main phase only. Wing and Sword, I explained this previously, but Shade Brigandine I did not. Shade Brigandine is pretty important. So typically what you're going to be doing a Shade Brigandine, unlike in other decks, you'll be making Link Spider to be using it for Verte, but you want to be using Shade Brigandine for Dagda actually. So if you use Shade Brigadine and Verte, I'm not Shade Brigadine and Verte. If you use Shade Brigadine plus something else, you can make Dagda, then make Verte after activating an effect with the Dagda that you just made. So Shade Brigadine is fairly decent. It also is an extra like extender for Rusty if you need it. Yeah, because it lets you get to Rusty if like you're Cherubini, if you don't have an extra extender for Cherubini. Like that's basically it. So double Levier, double Break Sword, like all the stuff is the same ratios. I am running one Zeus just because I am honestly scared of Skill Drain. Just because of Skill Drain, I actually might run Harpies in main and cut like some droplets for that. That might be an option, or running Twin in main. But my side deck in person has nine cards for back row decks, so I'm not too worried. Like triple Evenly, triple Twin, Harpies, all that. So who knows? Cherubini, Rusty, the mandatory stuff. Since we're running DPE and Dagda, we need Dagda and Verte. And then one Unicorn, even though they don't have IP, Unicorn just spinning something away is really helpful. And Underworld Goddess to stop Crooked Cook shenanigans since we're not setting in Kaijus. Or actually we might be setting in Kaijus, maybe the Wind one. Specifically for Flunder. But I believe that's basically it. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, leave them in the comments. I read all of them. I only respond to the ones I find interesting, really. And I appreciate all the views my channel's been getting the past couple week or so. Even though I barely upload, I've got 6K views on one video, which is really cool. Nothing to compared to Stevie, but it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day.